Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are back with our viewer summons and we are here on Jacob's account. As you can see, we have 221,000 diamonds to summon with in Chapter 11. Heroes overall, we are going for pretty much everything because we are still early game with this account. But with the amount of summons that we have, we're going to be focusing on building some light bearers and some wilders because as you can see, we don't have that many. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. This is a free-for-all on this account. We're going to go ahead and summon, see what we can get, see Celestials, see Hypogeans. I'm sure we are going to unlock an insane amount of heroes because we have 37 elite hero soul stones. So let's go ahead. I'm thinking we can do these. Now, I've heard the more you do, the better odds. So we're just going to go ahead and try it. Let's see what we get here. So we unlocked Inoki, definitely a powerful Mauler hero. We got a copy of Leica, definitely good for the Wilder team. Sophia, definitely a powerful Mauler, one of the best, if not the best Maulers in the game. A copy of Torn. He is relatively new. I did build him on my Graveborn account. Seems pretty powerful, but as a warrior class, strength-based, actually tanking class, he does pretty well. I'm hoping to replace him with Grez actually a little bit later. Kaz is in desperate need of a rework. Her abilities don't work the greatest, and her signature item is a lot of RNG. Verk, as you've seen on my Mauler account, does an insane amount of damage. Saurus, there is the man that you want to build. He is always the prime hero because of the damage he does to the Twisted Essence bosses as well as the guild bosses. So focusing on building Saurus is always a awesome way to go. Rigby, nobody really builds him that I know. Haven't used him, never used him. Another hero that we've never seen nor never used. Brings us to Oscar. Oscar had a lot of play when it came to the Abysmal Expedition, so did Cecilia. So again, a newer hero that could definitely use a little bit of testing. There is Khazard, one of the most powerful glass cannons, ton of DPS, ton of CC. Perfect to unlock, just an amazing overall hero. And look at this, so we got Grez, Verk, we got Oscar, we got Sophia, we got Hendrik, Inoki, got a couple copies there, got Thorn and Torn. We got Cirrus, we got Leica. We actually got double copies of Thorn there. Wow, so that is a good set and a huge amount of heroes to go ahead and ascend. So that'll give us quite a bit of food here, as you can see. That is a lot of Elite Plus heroes. So let's go ahead and get into the summons. As you can see, 5,100 companion points, 448 scrolls, which is absolutely insane. That is an insane amount of summons. Let's go ahead and look through our wish list really quick. So here, Rose is always a good choice. I do Belinda and Gwen just because they are the two powerhouses you want on this team. And then popping in Cecilia, or actually doing Rowan. Rowan and Rose combo. Cecilia is good, Oscar is good, but that way you have a tank. You have Rose can kind of off tank, Rowan can off tank. Perfect build there. As far as the Maulers, on Tundra, I would definitely go for Sophia. She is a prime hero to keep in this rotation. We know Nemitsu is getting a rework, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. And I've actually swapped Inoki for Brutus and put in Skarath. Wilder heroes, we're not looking for Arden, unfortunately. This one, we always go for Saurus. Such a very prime hero. The other one I would definitely be looking for is Iran. When you look at the combination in swapping in Tassie for Namora, because again, Namora you can get from the shop, the Iran and Leica shell are very powerful. The Tassie Namora shell are very powerful, but Saurus is very unique on the amount of damage that he can do, as well as Solus is super powerful. In the Graveborn, definitely Thorin you want to focus on, Pharrell you want to focus on, and of course we want to focus on Nara. Two primary heroes, Pharrell and Nara, are the primary focus for the Graveborn accounts just because of the strength that they bring to the team. So let's go ahead and get into these summons. Like I said, 5,000 companion summons here, so we're going to get a lot of rare cards and hopefully some really good elites out of here. which remember, when it comes to the companion points, the summoning rates are a lot lower. So right there we do have our first elite, which is a copy of Saurus. Very, very awesome. That gives us our second copy, being able to get him to Elite Plus. And we'll have enough food to go ahead and get him to Legendary with all the cards we're pulling here. So we need 2 more copies of Saurus, and we'll be able to get him a little bit higher. And there is our first copy of Tassie. Tassie is by far one of the best CC heroes in an S+, and another elite there, which is Sophia. So we are getting a lot of heroes. Look at that. Perfect pulls so far. A little bit more fodder. We'll go ahead and ascend some more food here. Continue the summons. We only went through 500 companion points at this time. 6 rare cards there, which is absolutely awesome. Couple more rares. 5 more rares. As long as I'm getting 5, 6, 7 rares, I'm definitely happy. 4 is a little low, but again, you need fodder for every single one of your accounts and every single one of your classes. You do need fodder, as you can see there. These accounts also are free to play. So as a free to play account, like I said, this is an insane amount of resources that have been saved by Jacob to go ahead and do the summons here. I think we're going to have to go through and probably build a couple heroes here just to free up some of the space that we're going to have. 3,500 left. And another elite there. Hopefully it's a copy of Saurus. It is Anoki. So that means we can take Anoki to Elite Plus. So I think between all the factions, we are going to be able to build several heroes. I can see us almost fully ascending, if not ascending, several heroes with the amount of summons we're going to have here. There is a copy of Thorin. Remember, we already got 2 copies. That's our 3rd copy of Thorin there. So being able to build him for the Thorin Cheese ability, which uniquely enough, the Thorin Cheese you can actually use in any campaign stage. They've actually used it in any campaign stage with this SI30, makes it very, very powerful. But overall, a lot of people use the Thorin Cheese. Does take a lot of time to perfect, a lot of time to get the Thorin Cheese down perfectly with a perfect execution. 2,800 of our companion points left. Again, when we're pulling 3 rares, definitely not the best summons with the rare pulls, but we are getting a couple elites, and the elites that we have pulled in here have been pretty good. So another elite right there, which is a copy of Nemisu. Very excited to see the rework in 1.42, which is coming hopefully pretty soon. A lot of people thought it would be yesterday. A lot of people thought it would be today, but unfortunately did not drop yet. Which there is a 2nd copy of Tassie. So I believe that gives us 2 of Tassie, or maybe even 3 Tassie copies. As we continue, 2,300 companion points left. Yep, there's a copy of Viden. So another fodder and a couple more elites there. 2,200 left. And I'm hoping we can pull some Celestials or some Hypogens out of here, because we need some definite copies of Talene. A couple copies of the Twins would be nice. Maybe a couple more copies of Khazard. And there's another elite, which is Lucius. Super strong Lightbearer tank. Out of all the tanks, he's probably one of the strongest, ranked neck and neck with Anoki, really strong. So is Arthur. We get a copy of Rose. Definitely a powerful. She is the one who supercharges other heroes. And we got back to back to back, which a copy of Baden there. So we are getting lucky with some of these pulls. That was 3 back to back from the companion points. There's a Baden and a Rose up to Elite Plus. 1,600 more companion points, and then we'll get into the scrolls. 448 scrolls. I don't think I've ever seen this many summons. And this is kind of crazy with the amount of summons here. And there is Orthos, our first Celestial. We got Khazard, but our first Celestial is Orthos. Now, fighting him is super, super tough. Building him, I've heard, absolutely amazing tank. Remember, he does fall into the God tier class, meaning that the best tanks in the game with his Time Warp ability. And there is a copy of Grez. So we have pulled a lot of elites out of the companion points, even though the rates are a little bit lower. We pulled Orthos, so I am happy with the Celestial. And there's another elite, which is a copy of Sophia, a second copy of Sophia. So that will actually bring her up. I believe we almost have enough to get her to Legendary at this point. So 10 more summons here. Come on, we need it. Some more Celestials and Hypogens is what I'd like to see. Some doubles, some triples would be ideal too. Again, a lot more rare cards we are getting full up. I'm gonna have to go through here and actually clear out some of this food so we can have a lot more room for the summons, because it is going to take a long, long time if we're going through this many summons with the bags being full. I cleared out all the bags. I literally cleared out everything that we could for the bag space. So a couple more summons here. Another Elite Plus for the Spider Queen. So again, it's going to be real nice food. 200 left. There's another elite. There's a copy of, look at that, Mahira. So we got Orthos, we got Khazard, and we got Mahira out of the summon so far. So we've got a copy of Golas there. So 2 more summons here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get into the regular summons. Yep, we're gonna have to clean out a lot of the bag space again, because we are completely running out of bag space. Our last summons were definitely a couple of rare cards there. All right, so let's get into the regular summons. 448 summons at this point. All right, so getting back into the summons, 452 scrolls here. So this is going to be a lot of summons, and an elite right off the bat with our regular scrolls, which is Iran. Definitely one of the most powerful carries when it comes to the Wilder team. Definitely a requirement when it comes to running the Wilder faction tower. And back-to-back elites, which is a copy of Laika. Again, Iran and Laika are the formation shell. So they are the two heroes that go together absolutely perfectly, which is to get together, they make a very, very strong bond. And another elite right there, which is a copy of Baden. So we did go ahead and get a couple heroes up a little bit. We did make a little bit more room so we can get through these summons tonight. 400 scrolls left, which we're going to have a crazy amount of cards on the table. Still looking for more Wilders. We are going to stick with the Wilders. Definitely one of my favorite factions just because of the overall team comp. And there is our first double, which is, look at that, Mizoth. We got Orzoth, we got Orthos, we got Mizoth, we got Mahira, we got Sophia. We have been getting very, very lucky with the Celestials and the Hypogens. I believe that's already 4. And another elite, a double to a single, which is Skarath. Skarath is a hero that is very, very powerful with his Desert Vortex ability. And also, people have said with the Whale in, his furniture bonus is absolutely insane. So it's yet to be seen what's going to go on with Skarath and just how powerful his abilities are going to be in the Whale Inn. So continuing the summons here, we do have 1 card on the table already, which again, another elite there. We are getting lucky with the elites. Second copy of Belinda. I believe we'll be able to go ahead and get her up a little bit higher as well. 322 scrolls left. And hoping for some more Celestials and Hypogens, which there is Solus. Solus, again, just like Iran and Laika, very, very powerful Wilder. And a triple, look at that, our first triple, which is Gwen. Very, very awesome. A Gwen. Who do we get? Thorin and Skarath, so that is a perfect combination. Thorin, super powerful. Skarath, definitely the maulers. Gwen is my main carry on my primary, my main account, just because she does so much damage in such a short amount of time. And there gives us an Elite plus Skarath. Even though we just unlocked, that was almost back-to-back Skarath pulls, which we're really going to have to decide what heroes we're going to build on this account so we can go ahead and make a little more food and see who we're going to focus on and what factions we're going to focus on. So another Elite there, which is a copy of Inoki. So we've gotten 2 copies of Inoki already. So there we have a copy of Veden, a little more food with Ira. Do a couple more summons, and then I'll actually go and build a couple of heroes. We'll see what we got. That way we can make a little more room for the max heroes. A couple more rare cards there. So this should be our Elite pull, which hope in Celestial or Hypogean. It is Nemitsu. Nemitsu 1.42 is getting the rework, which we can go ahead and build him. Because overall, I've heard the rework is really, really good. Going to be very, very powerful. So we'll take a couple heroes to Elite Plus here. I want to see who else we can build. Because overall for this account, we do not have many heroes built at all. So we've actually just been sitting on a lot of heroes, sitting on a lot of food. As you can see here, we do have Iran. Saurus we're working on building. Need a couple more copies of him, as well as we have a couple copies of Pharrell. But again, built a lot of food on this account, which once we pull the Elite heroes, and there's another double, which is a copy of Titus. Titus is one of the few maulers that provide CC, and a copy of Lucius, definitely a solid light bearer tank. He does provide a fear as long as you can keep him alive, and back-to-back Elites here, which is another copy of Nemitsu. So that's 3 copies of Nemitsu that we've pulled back to back to back. And there is Nara unlocked. Her ability to CC with her Impale ability, very, very strong, very solid hero. If you want to build a hero that provides CC, similar to Pharrell, Pharrell and Nara are the 2 that you want to focus on, and they are the 2 that you want to build. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pause this really quick just to go ahead and clean up some of our cards here. All right, so we cleaned up the bags quite a bit, so let's continue with the summons. Still have 212 scrolls left, so we have a lot of summons still to go. And there is another Elite, which is a copy of Nemitsu. So that's 4 copies of Nemitsu already. So we have seen a lot of copies of Nemitsu. We've seen a lot of Celestials, a lot of Hypogeans. So hopefully we can get a couple more here just to round out, get some to at least Elite Plus, hopefully Legendary, which there's another one, which is Safiya. One of the most powerful, like I said before, if not the most powerful mauler that there is. Another card on the table, which I believe that'll give us a couple more rares there. A little bit more fodder to continue the summons. 152 left, which we still have 222,000 diamonds. Not seeing many doubles today. There's another copy of Belinda. We might have enough to get several of these heroes. I believe we're going to be able to get a couple of them up to Ascended. So literally from Legendary, Legendary Plus, all the way up to Ascended with the amount of copies that we're getting. There's another copy of Belinda. A little bit more food, which we are going to have more than enough food for pretty much everyone. I want to build Saurus, so hopefully another copy of Tassie. I want to pull 1 or 2 more copies of Saurus is what we need to go ahead and build him up. Like I said, we do have the food for him, but we have to get him up to Legendary Plus. I need at least 1 more copy. And there's another double. Look at that, which is a Tassie and Leica. Tassie, Leica, we have pulled a lot of copies of. So they are both heroes that we do want to build. Tassie is super, super solid CC. 72 more scrolls here, which again, 6 rare cards. I will take that anytime because food is always a necessity 4 is a little on the light. 4 is the minimum. There's another elite there, which is a copy of Rowan. So that'll be very nice. I think we need one more copy of Rowan to actually get him up to a legendary plus at this point. 4 cards on the table, plus we still have the insane amount of diamonds so we can continue these summons. A couple more rare cards. So this would be our elite pull, which just won again, which is another copy of Leica. So between them, I think we're going to have enough food. And there's back-to-back elite pulls. Another copy of Scrath. There's another elite plus Leica. A couple more heroes there. So our last regular summon, common summon scrolls, which is 4 rares. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into the diamonds. 5 more rare cards there. And this is our elite pull, which is a double. Very nice. Which is double Nimisu. Seems like they're really prepping me for building Nimisu here. Just because we have gotten so many copies of him. I only need 2 more copies and then we can actually be able to get him up to Ascended. So we will already be able to take him up to Ascended. We do have a couple food down there. We have 5 copies of Golas, plus we have Savius. We need a couple more copies of a couple heroes, but 5 cards on the table already. We'll continue the summons here, which right there is an elite off the bat. Another copy of Leica. Leica we should be able to get up to Ascended. Iran we haven't seen more copies of, or haven't seen very many copies of Iran at all. And another double pull right there, which is Thorin and Lucius. 2 very, very powerful tanks, opposite sides of the world. So I believe building Thorin here, 1, 2, 3 copies of Thorin. We need a little bit more food, and we have a ton of food sitting in the bottom to go ahead and build some of these heroes out. Leica, we have 1, 2, we have 3 copies already, which again, we have some food there. So even we can go ahead and get her up to Legendary Plus. If we pull a couple more copies of Leica, we can actually get her up to Ascended. But that brings her up a little bit higher. We need, again, copies of Saurus is really what we're looking for at this point. So if we could get 2 or 3 more copies of Saurus, 4 would be ideal. 6 would be insane, just because we haven't pulled any so far. And the bags are starting to fill up quick. Might have to take a quick break again and go ahead, which another elite right there is Solus. So again, we are not seeing very many copies of Saurus at this point. All right, so let's continue with the summons here. Made a little bit more room in the bag because we still have a ton of diamonds to go through, and another elite right there, which is a copy of Titus. So we do have our second copy of Titus. 3 rare cards there. So again, not the best pull. But I'm hoping we can get some more doubles. Hopefully we can get a couple triples. As you can see, I've went through and made quite a few heroes up to Mythic because they're primary heroes and we do need the bag space. We are running out of room to go ahead and summon heroes. Another elite right there, which is Scrath. So we have pulled a lot of copies of Scrath. He would be ideal to build because he does a lot of damage. He does a significant amount of damage. And like I was saying earlier with his furniture ability, we've gotten a lot of copies of him, which I believe we have more than enough to go ahead and build him out. So we'll use these 2 copies, take him to Legendary Plus. And we do have Nimisu at Legendary Plus. Used a little bit of our food, so just need a couple more summons here. And we'll have more than enough. Another elite, which is a copy of Gwen. So that's our second copy of Gwen. So that gives us Elite Plus. And back to back to back, just like that, another copy of Titus. Look at that, a triple. It is Grez, Solus, and Rose. So that should give us enough to get Rose to, I believe, Legendary Plus. That is an awesome, awesome pull. So it gives us Grez, that gives us Gwen, that gives us Solus. A couple more food there. But I think for Rose, that will give us, might need one more copy. Yep, we need one more copy of Rose, one more copy of Rowan. Then we can go ahead and get them up a little bit further. So a few more rare cards there. 6 more, which is always good. And this should be our elite pull. Which, hoping again for Saurus. We haven't seen Tassie. Another copy of Tassie. Which I don't mind. We've pulled a lot of copies of Tassie. We have Tassie, Tassie, Tassie. So we got 3 full copies there. Just need a little bit more food, but I'm saving it for Saurus. That's who I'm trying to build, just because for the Twisted Essence bosses and for the guild bosses, he is a priority to build. Doing a couple more rare cards there. Again, we got another card on the table. And another elite, which is Skarath. So I'm wondering at this point, now a lot of people say that this doesn't make a difference, but depending where they are in the wish list. And I just want to try putting, nope, put Tassie down here. Let's put Saurus at the end. Now let's see if we pull copies of Saurus, since he's the very last one. I've heard rumors about them having a specific order that are pulled depending on the wish list, but again, just like the Stargazer tricks and stuff like that, it's all just rumor, it's speculation. I don't think there's anything behind it, but I just want to see. And a double elite there, it is a copy of Pharrell and Nimisu. Again, we got another copy of Nimisu. And another elite, so back to back, is a copy of Solus. So even there we got Pharrell up a little bit higher. A lot more elite cards there. We'll go ahead and make some elite plus fodder. Give us a little more room in our bags. A couple copies of Arden. 144,000 diamonds left. Which another elite there. Which is another copy of Lucius. Definitely worth it. We're trying to get him up to Ascended. We have a couple heroes. If we just pull a few more copies, we should be able to get them all the way up to Ascended. So in here, that gives us another copy of Lucius. Another Arden. So I believe 1, 2, we have 2 copies of Lucius, so we do need a little bit of food. So we'll go ahead and level Lucius up here. Using some of our food, we'll double these up, and there is Ascended Lucius. So from Legendary Plus to Ascended in one summoning session, which is very, very good. We do have enough food in there for a couple more heroes. But that takes Lucius, which is a primary tank, and another elite right there, which is Nara. Very, very powerful CC and the bleed effect that she brings. Look at that, 3, 6, 7 rare cards in a pull. That is a lot of food. Another elite, which is a copy of Grez. So I believe that'll give us another copy of Grez. There's a copy of Nara. So we've been building here. I just need a couple more copies, which we have a copy of Belinda, 2 more copies of Belinda. We can actually get her to Ascended. We have Nimisu. We have a lot of food here. Haven't pulled any more Skaras or Anokis. Still need a few more heroes here. A couple more rare cards. A double again, which is Anoki. There he is. Just talking about him, as well as Lucius. So we got another copy there. And that'll be enough to take Anoki up to where we want him, Legendary Plus. So a couple more copies and we'll be able to get him up quite a bit higher as we continue to build the food here. We have 8 cards on the table, still 101 scrolls left for our faction summons, which again, we're going to be doing the Wilders. And another elite right there, which is Nimisu. So like I had said earlier, they are priming us to go ahead and build Nimisu because that is a lot of copies. There he is again. So I believe at this point we probably can get him quite a bit higher. We have double copies there. So let's see who we have. So we have the Spider Queen, which we can use. So this will take 1, 2, Legendary Plus, which will bring Nimisu up to Mythic, which is where we want him. Now just a little bit more food, which we have a couple here. A couple more summons, we should be able to get Nimisu up to Ascended as well. That way he is ready for the patch. The patch is going to have a huge, huge impact in the rework of Nimisu. If you've seen his totems, very, very powerful. And another elite right there, which is Rowan. We needed another copy of Rowan. That'll allow us to get him up to Legendary Plus as well. Which again, with a little bit of food, we can get him to Mythic. We can unlock his signature item, which is going to increase his power absolutely amazing. So that takes him up to Legendary Plus, and then we just need a little bit more food, which we actually have it here already. I thought maybe we did, so we'll go ahead and we'll get a copy of Hogan. Then we will get Rowan up. Rowan is the only hero they actually place in the S plus tier when it comes to his signature item, just because the Golden Bell is such a powerful, powerful signature item. So it gave us a little bag space to pick up 2 more elites right there, which is, again, Nimisu. Nimisu we already have. Leica, I believe we need 2 more copies of Leica, and we can actually ascend her as well. So we're going to go from a bunch of Legendary Plus heroes to a bunch of Ascended heroes to go ahead and build here. Got an elite copy of Baden, a lot more rare, which will make us go ahead back to the bag. 3 rares there. And this is where the bag space really comes into play, is we are pulling so many cards in such a short time. We are just running out of bag space regularly. So we do have Leica. Yep, we just need a little bit more. 2 more copies of Leica and we can get our Ascended. Or if we can pull Saurus. Not sure why Saurus is evading us, but Nimisu is not. Nimisu is very open about the amount of copies we're going to pull of him tonight. There's another elite. Come on, Saurus, which it is. Tailene, look at that. That is 5 Celestial and Hypogeans so far. Copy of Tailene, very, very powerful. That is the 3rd time that I have ever pulled her in an actual, just a straight pull. So here, again, we do need a little bit more fodder for the Maulers. A little bit more fodder for pretty much everything at this point. And there's another elite, which is a copy of Pharrell, another copy. I believe that'll let us take him to Legendary Plus as well as Nara. 71,000 diamonds still remaining. Another elite right there, which is Nimisu. Are we going to take Nimisu to 5 stars? I'm thinking at this point we're going to be able to go ahead and build him pretty much up to 1 or 2 stars at the very minimum, just because we're getting so many copies of him. And there's another elite, which is another copy of Baden. All right, so let's see if we got enough food this time with a copy of Golas. We do have double copies there, which I believe will give us enough copies. So if we use Golas, there we go. We'll go ahead and make him Legendary Plus. And I know Jacob wanted a Nimisu because he is being reworked, and he will be very, very powerful from what I've seen, especially with his furniture. So we'll go ahead just because we have extra copies as we continue to pull more and more and more copies of him. But that will take him to 1 star as a solid support class. Plus that'll free up a significant amount of bag space, which is what we need as well. So this is our elite pull. which another one, hopefully it's a Celestial or Hypogean, which another copy of Baden. I believe that's 4 copies of Baden already. We've gotten quite a few. Let's take a look at them. Pharrell, we can actually get up a little bit higher, so we'll get him Legendary Plus. We got a bunch of food down there. Baden, we have a couple copies. We actually have quite a few copies. Couple copies of Grez, couple copies of Thorin. We just need actual food. So Thorin, we're going to build on here. So we do have a couple more copies of him as well. Pharrell, we're going to build. And then I would go Nara. So Nara, we can actually build as well. So again, making up a little bit more bag space. I know we've pulled not that many copies of Nara, but Nara is a hero that is a priority to being built. Just because she is such a powerful, powerful hero. So we cleaned out some more heroes there. Still have 55,000 diamonds. So a couple more elites coming, which there's our first one, which is a copy of Tassie. So that might be enough to get Tassie up. We might need one more back-to-back elites there, which is another copy of Nara. We need one more Nara. We can take her to Legendary Plus. And then the food, we can actually take her much higher. And there's another 7 rare cards from that pull. And a double, finally another double, which is, look at that, Thorin, who we just built, in Rose, who we still need more copies of to continue to build her. So Rose, I believe that will give us enough, her second copy as well. All right, so taking her to Legendary Plus. As far as food, don't have that much food left. 11 cards on the table, which we're going to do, again, 11 while there's 41,000 gems left. Another elite, which is a copy of Nara. Nice, that gives us enough to get her Legendary Plus. So we'll be able to get her up a little bit higher, and then we already have a lot of food when it comes to Graveborn accounts. And a double right there. A copy of Solus and Iran. Look at the wilder power that we are bringing, but still no copies of Saurus. Super disappointed in not getting copies of Saurus at this point. So go ahead, we got Nara up a little bit higher. Which again, these heroes we're just going to need more copies up to get to Ascended. 28,000 gems left, so we're almost through all of our diamonds, and then we'll focus on the wilders. 5 more rares on that pull. Another elite. Hopefully it is Saurus. We have not pulled a copy. Nemesu. I believe that will be Nemesu to 2 stars. 22,000 diamonds left. Let's see if we can get him to 5 stars. Back to back, which is a copy of Gwen. Definitely take a copy of Gwen. But I believe that is Nemesu. Look at that. So just like we were thinking, go ahead and add the 2nd star to Nemesu. And I'm really hoping for Jacob's thought that Nemesu is going to be very, very powerful. 14,000 diamonds left. Another elite, which again, hoping for Saurus. Another copy of Baden. I believe that's 4 copies of Baden, which would take him to Ascended if we wanted to go ahead and build Baden. Another elite, we have 3 more pulls left here, which is a copy of Grez. Still not one single copy of Saurus at this point. All right, we got 3 more summons here. Another elite, so back to back. Just got Grez, got a copy of Thorin. We were building Thorin as well, so definitely a good pull there. And our final pull here, which is hopefully an elite. Oh, 3 rares. All right, so we got 13 cards on the table. We have a ton of Barrack Stones. I can't even imagine the amount that we have here. Look at that. We're going to buy them all out, so we'll go ahead and pop those really quick, and then we'll get into a couple more summons here, which it looks like Isolde. We unlocked Isolde, so very, very cool. And Zolrath. So I think we've gotten just about all of them. We got another copy of Grez there. But even the amount of food, we have almost 4,000 stones, rare stones if you've seen. All right, so we have 10 pulls here, and we are looking for Saurus. We need copies of Saurus. We have 13 cards as well. So again, we need Saurus. An elite off the bat, which needs to be Saurus. It is soulless. We were close. But still, didn't get a copy. There we got another copy of Thorin. All right, so 9 more summons. We need 2 copies of Saurus. 4 more rares, which do not help at all. A couple more rares. Going through a lot of wilder cards here, and there's an elite, which is a copy of Leica. Like I said, that I believe that'll be enough Leica copies to go ahead and get her up to Ascended, but 61 scrolls left, so 6 more pulls. 3 more rares there. Another elite, which is Iran and Saurus are the 2 we need, and it is Leica. So we're not seeing any Saurus love at all today, even though he is in the wish list. I'd even think the random chance, which there's another elite, and it is Soulless again. So Soulless, I believe we can build up as well. 6 more rare cards. I'm hoping 1 or 2 of those 13 cards we have need to be Saurus. 3 more rare cards there, and this is our final summon, which an elite, fingers crossed it's Saurus. It is Soulless again. So no copy of Saurus. Saurus has completely eluded us more than I have ever seen before. Let's go ahead and use our cards. Again, we're going for Wilders because we are looking for Saurus. Got a copy of Gorvo. And these do not go by the wish list standard, so you can actually pull whoever. There's a copy of Lorzen, which we just unlocked. So Gorvo and Lorzen. We need Iran and we need Saurus. So there's another copy of Gorvo. If I get shut out on Saurus on 222,000 diamonds, Soulless again, I will be very disappointed. Which is another copy of Lorzen. And Soulless again. We got 1 copy of Iran and 0 copies of Saurus. Copy of Namora. All right, so we got a couple more Elite Plus heroes there. 7 more cards, 7 more chances at a Saurus, which is Almas. Oh, come on. Copy of Almas again. Almas, Gorvo, and Namora. Soulless. We need Saurus. Namora again. All right, 4 more. So went to another copy of Namora. Let's go ahead and clean these out a little bit, which I believe now we're fully stocked and stacked with heroes. All right, so let's see. We have copies of Baden. We have copies of Grez, 3 copies of Baden, copies of Thorin. So Thorin will actually go ahead and level up here. So there is him mythic with the signature item unlocked to make a little bit more room in our bags. Go ahead and use VDen since we do have double copies. We got lucky with that. There is our Ascended tank. All right, so let's grab our Namora here, and then we'll grab 3 more chances at Saurus. So we're very, very close. Which, Gorvo again. All right, 2 more chances. A copy of Tassie, and the final one, which is not going to be Saurus, not even going to look. Soulless. All right, so we got 0 copies of Saurus out of every single thing we did. So that was it. So let's see. So Lightbearer account, we need a couple more copies of Rowan. Didn't get any copies of Rain. She's not in the wish list. But we did get Lucius all the way to Ascended, as well as Belinda and Rowan up to Mythic. We got Sophia up. We got Nemitsu, which is absolutely crazy, the amount of copies we pulled of him. Wilders. We have a ton of Wilders, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies of Solus. Didn't get any copies of Saurus. Absolutely nothing. So we have Gorvo, we have a couple copies of Ira. So we can actually just take Solus and we'll actually just take her right to Ascended because she is very, very powerful. So we use our copy of Ira here, which will take her to Mythic. Her signature item, very powerful as well. So let's see, so we have Ira and then we'll go for these two. So we'll take Ira and she will be the food to go ahead and finish off Solus at this point. And look at the copies we got. So all the way to Ascended, we'll take her to 1 star. We'll take her to 2 stars. And building a lot of heroes here. We have a lot of copies of Tassie. We have some copies of Nomura. Still have quite a bit of food in there. Got a couple more copies of Laika, which we actually have enough to take her as well. Just going to be a little bit short of food. Same with Tassie. Graveborn, we got Thorin up to Ascended. We have Pharrell and we have Nara here as well. A little bit of food, so depending on who we pull copies of next. But we did get copies of Orthos. We got copies of Taline. We got copies of Mahiro. We got copies of Khazard. We got Mizoth. We got Zorath. We got an insane amount of heroes on this account. So overall, very, very good summoning session. We did an absolute insane amount of summons here, as you've seen. So thank you very much for Jacob. If you want me to do viewer summons for you, furryhippogaming@gmail.com. Just hit me up and let me know what you want me to do summons for, what you're looking for. The more particular you can be, the better. This account, we're literally going for anything. But in Chapter 11, we have 5, 6, we have many, many Ascended heroes that we can go ahead and build. Perfect team comps that we can perform, as well as the Celestials and Hypogean heroes that we pulled. So again, let me know in the comments what you think about the summer videos. I absolutely love doing them. Let me know if you wanted me to do viewer summons for you. I seem to have pretty good luck. And as always, thank you guys for watching.